The FBI says that it has foiled a far-left anti-government terrorist plot to set off a series of bombs in and around Los Angeles on New Year's Eve in the midst of celebrations. The FBI arresting 4 suspects in the Mojave Desert, seizing bomb-making materials. Investigators say the extremists were also planning to kill ICE agents. Tricia McLaughlin is Assistant Secretary for Homeland Security and joins me now. Great to see you again.
Great to see you, John.
So let's put it up on screen. This is the group. They were part of the Turtle Island Liberation Front, an offshoot. They called themselves the Order of the Black Lotus. 3 women and a man. And this kind of harkens back, for me at least, because I'm a lot older than you are, to the radical groups of the 60s and 70s. What do we know about these characters?
We know that they were planning a plot for New Year's Eve. Thank God, Attorney General Pam Bondi, FBI Director Kash Patel, our Homeland Security Investigations team, they had an informant infiltrate that group, able to really foil this plot and save countless lives. And I mean, we talked about these 2 buildings that they had been plotting explosive devices to be planted, but they were also talking about shooting our ICE law enforcement agents on site. And this really isn't an isolated incident. John, I was sitting here probably back in September when there was a terrorist attack against our ICE law enforcement down in Dallas. And then in July at the Prairie Land Detention Facility, we continue to see this campaign of terror against our law enforcement. And it's not just impacting ICE. These lunatics, I mean, they're emboldened by these really radical politicians. And when you vilify ICE, you don't just vilify them. It's local law enforcement, it's state, it's CBP. It's dangerous for all of them.
And we should also mention, too, while you're talking about all this, that a couple of people in New Jersey were arrested by the police for a plot against you.
Yeah.
Are you doing okay?
We're doing well. I'm very, grateful that President Trump and Secretary Noem have empowered me to be in this job and to defend our law enforcement and promote the great work that they're doing every single day. And these cowards who hide in their basement aren't going to stop us or slow us down. We're only going to go harder.
All right. Back to the Order of the Black Lotus. This is what the U.S. Attorney for the Central District of California, Bill Essayli, said about the plot. Listen here.
They wanted to start with logistic warehouses, think like Amazon-type facilities, really strike at the heart of commerce. And from there, they had plans to also attack ICE agents and ICE vehicles to dissuade them from doing immigration enforcement. So they had various ambitions, but what is unique to them is they do encourage political violence and they discourage peaceful protesting.
So there's some question as to how competent or capable this group might have been. What do you know about what kind of a danger they were?
This is still an ongoing investigation, so I think we're going to be seeing more and more what other plots they may have had, what other capabilities they have had, or maybe there's nexus to other groups as well. There's been mentions of Antifa and other affiliate groups, so that's something that's going to be really very much unraveled, John.
But they did have bomb-making materials out in the Mojave Desert. They were aware enough that apparently they had them covered up so as not to expose them to the heat of the sun. So it looked like, at least to some degree, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, it certainly does look like that. And I think that's why it's so important as well, our partnership with these local authorities. We were able to get an informant in there, infiltrate what was going on with that group and really prevent this. John, you remember just not even a year ago, last New Year's, out of New Orleans, there was a terrorist attack killing 14.
Yes.
These are the type of attacks Secretary Noem and our intelligence agencies work to throw out every single day.
And we should point out, too, that a 5th person was arrested in I guess, a connected plot in New Orleans.
In New Orleans.
So the FBI got them as well.
Yeah.
So they've been described as far-left, anti-government. Apparently, they're pro-Palestinian as well. This is what the FBI director, Kash Patel, said about them. The defendants allegedly acquired materials to construct the devices, planned to test them in the Mojave Desert, used encrypted communications in an attempt to evade detection. But thanks to the FBI, those partners and our partners, those efforts failed. Do we know how far down the road they were in having completed explosive devices that they could deploy?
I'm going to leave that to the FBI director to answer directly to. I think it's important that the public and politicians also know that there's a piece that they have in this. And it's that when we embolden these lunatics, when you call ICE the Gestapo or liken them to the modern-day slave patrol, the Nazis, you embolden these crazies. When you don't condemn these kind of terrorist attacks or terroristic threats, you are condoning that behavior. So I do call on politicians on the right and on the left, condemn this today.
Yeah, and it's that with ICE, CBP, yourself, it's support for the phrase globalize the intifada. We saw the results of that in Australia over the weekend. It's just, we've had some horrible news lately.
Yeah, we
so.
have.
All right. Like for things to turn around. Always good to see you, Trish. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate it. Now this.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.